there was this great opportunity that we needed to talk to the kids more and have them understand a lot more about Auntie and who she is and where she's from and what her goals and dreams are. So I was very, very lucky in 2018 at a screening of the Helper documentary that was put on by a charity in Rich, that was part of an exhibition of art by a group of migrant workers called Guhit Kulai, and that's where I met Christina. So yeah, tell me about that exhibition and how you came to be involved.
Yeah, I'm part of a group called Guhit Kulai. May familiar ba sa inyo doon? Yes. Artist collective siya na from Philippines, and some from Indonesia. And we met Joanna during the Beyond Myself and the premiere. Was it? Yeah, of the film. So after that, we talked and we planned for this book, which took about 4 years.
Yeah, it took about 3 months. We all came together and we sat together every weekend for about 3 months to figure out, like, what's the story that we wanted to tell? Like, what would be the thing that would make Auntie's life better? And what we realized is one of the really, really complicated things in your world is that, the children don't realize that you're a paid employee, with rights and a life and dreams of your own, and that one day you guys will retire and you will go home and you will return to your families and support and launch your own businesses and things. And also that, it's tricky for parents sometimes. They have a jealousy a little bit because kids love you so much and they're so close to you and they don't realize you're not a relative and that one day you're going to go home. And we thought, if we could have everybody just have a little bit more understanding and awareness of that, it will make everyone happier, and also it will just inspire more empathy about how difficult the choices are that you ladies make to be here with us, leaving your families behind. So Guhit Kulai and I came together, and this is Naomi, our other illustrator. Tell me about the process. How did we do the book?
We usually met every Sunday, and then we presented Joanna what. Like assignments.
Yeah, the illustrations, I guess.
Illustrations, and then Naomi did all the character, yung face, yung human character, and I did the design of the clothes, which I used yung fabric from the Philippines because we want to start the conversation with your ward sana para maintindihan nila, so they will understand our culture and get to know you better, us better sa kanilang household.
Versus being very modest, she's also a really talented fashion designer and has her own fashion design business. So she's an incredible textile artist. So we came over together over the course of about 3 months and we kind of wrote the story and they did the beautiful illustrations. It then took us 3 years while the pandemic happened. We were all too busy with other things. And then coming out of that, we thought, this is a story that we want to tell. And so we finally put the book together. And so we're here today to just give you a quick read of my extra special auntie, just to give you a sense of what it's all about. All right. My family is very lucky.
I have 2 loving and hard-working parents.
A waggy dog who always wants to play.
A granddad who visits often and sometimes brings me sweets.
And an extra special auntie. Auntie is extra special because
she makes up funny songs on the way from school.
Melody, you inspired that. She cooks the best noodles. Also dinner.
Dinah helps me with my maths homework when it's difficult.
And tells me amazing fairy tales from her country when my parents can't make it home for bedtime.
But Auntie won't stay here forever because she has 2 children just like me at home.
They like it when she sings funny songs.
She invented her famous noodles for them.
But she can't be there to help them with their homework right now.
Because she's turning out my light.
To make their future brighter.
Auntie's family takes good care of her children while she's away.
And she sends her love to them through screens.
And packed in boxes.
while she works here with us, saving her money for her hopes and dreams.
One sunny day soon, she can fly home to her family for good.
Back to being that extra special mommy.
When Auntie gets home, her children will have had good education.
And she hopes to have finished building her own house. Right? Or multiple houses, some of you I know.
So she can open up a restaurant with her sisters, serving her famous noodles. And it all made possible with her savings and hard work.
I told you she was extra special. And that's the end. So what we're hoping is that the Kennedy School families will buy copies of our book. We are suggesting for the employers that they buy 2 copies and they buy 1 copy for their family and that they buy 1 copy to gift to you, because I know that your families back home often don't understand just how hard it is for you guys here and understand the depth of the sacrifice that you make. So we're kind of hoping that this will also help with that understanding and that empathy as well for you all. So there we go. Okay, what's extra special about this book? So it is the first children's picture book in Hong Kong, maybe the world, that has been illustrated by Filipino migrant domestic workers. We're very proud of that. It's also 100% raising funds for 2 Hong Kong charities that work with migrant domestic workers. So 100% of the proceeds, we're not taking any of it, it's all going to the NGOs. And the 2 NGOs that we're working with on this project are Pathfinders and Enrich. And I think, where are Catherine and Lucinda? Okay, so I'd like to introduce you all to Catherine Gertin. She's the CEO of Pathfinders.
And also Lucinda.
And Lucinda, who's the CEO of Enrich.
So we didn't want to miss the opportunity to introduce ourselves and our organisations to you, because you're the reason that we exist. We exist to serve you on some of the issues that are challenging sometimes when you come to Hong Kong. So I'm just going to speak briefly about Pathfinders. Pathfinders serves migrant domestic worker mothers who have children in Hong Kong. Quite often you will see unplanned pregnancies, and when that happens, there's a level of crisis that develops. So we intervene when a crisis happens to support the mother, the child, and the employer. Because if you don't support the employer and the mother, then the child doesn't have a first start. So for us, that's super important. And then to ensure that we're preventing a crisis, we also have an ambassadors program, and that's very much about giving education and empowerment to really educate yourselves on the importance of Planned Parenthood, and also to be able to identify love scams, because unfortunately there are quite a few men that will prowl around the parks on a Sunday offering you lots of empty promises who will disappear when the child is entered into the picture. So that's why we're here, and I've got a few with me. I think there are a few more people than I was expecting, which is wonderful. But at Pathfinders we have a resource card that talks a little bit about what we do at Pathfinders, but also lists all the other incredible organisations like Enrich that are here in Hong Kong to support you. Some mental health resources, contacts for labour and employment issues, and there are also some hospital numbers, your consulate numbers, so hopefully it's many things that you might need in one place should you find yourself in a situation where you don't know where to turn. We're here to support you and to say thank you for all that you do for us and our families. And over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to ask you a little bit about your financial goals. Some of those are talked about in the book, but raise your hand if you're saving money for your child's education.
I'm already finished.
Raise your hand if you're saving money to buy a plot of land or home.
Starting.
Raise your hand if you're saving for retirement. Raise your hand if you're saving to travel. There can be fun financial goals as well. Raise your hand if you're saving money for your parents back home.
Yes. I love
So we know a lot of these goals are about other people. They're about your children, they're about your parents, and at some point in the long distant future, it will be about you. But while you're so busy focusing on everyone else, one day you will go home. And one day you will need to go home prepared financially. So in Rich, we run financial literacy programs. We run workshops every single weekend. These workshops are completely free. We run them in Tagalog, English, and Bahasa for our Indonesian migrant domestic workers in Hong Kong as well. And in these programs, we teach you all about how to manage your money, how to set a goal, how to basically have emergency savings put aside, because we know that emergencies happen all the time. Sometimes these emergencies are to do with the climate, there might be a typhoon, but sometimes these emergencies might be a family member getting ill, which can happen to any of us. So we teach you a little bit about the importance of emergency savings, to build up those savings, because we also know in Hong Kong there are a lot of loan sharks. And there are a lot of people that will try and charge you very, very high rates on any loans that you take out. So we know that this is a challenge that many in the community face. We offer free financial counselling to help with this, but we also know that actually if you plan and you actually work towards a budget, you can achieve some of these goals back home. But money is very difficult for everybody to talk about. I'm sure all the teachers in the room would agree with this as well. No one likes to talk about money. So it's also really important to think about how you communicate money with your family back home. I know if you're going home once every 2 years and you're having these really difficult conversations on the phone with your family, it can get very emotional and very difficult. So we have workshops to help with this. We have a workshop called Money and Family, and we have a workshop called Speak Up. In this, we do a lot of role playing. We practice how to have these conversations, how to say no to a family member that is asking you for money. So in some of these emotive workshops, there are some tears. I will tell you that. But it's also really, really important to learn to say no. And we also, in Speak Up, we talk about confidence, communication building as well, and potentially if there is an employer who might be asking you something that you're not supposed to do. And then lastly, we also think about, once you have all these plans in place, how can you grow your money safely? We know it's really hard in Hong Kong to grow your money, but it can go really far back home in the Philippines and Indonesia. So we think a little bit about investments. We do not promote any financial products. We are a charity. We don't sell you anything. We're here just to educate. So it's up to you to decide what is best for you. But what we do is we explain all the different investment options you might have, and it's up to you to choose if you like those. We also do a business workshop too, and the business workshop will tell you a little bit about thinking about a business plan, thinking about competitors back home. If you want to set up a sari store, is there a sari store down the road that might be your competitor that you need to think about? Things like that. And sometimes businesses can be more expensive than we think they might be. So these workshops run every single weekend. You can find us on Facebook. It's Enrich HK. I have some leaflets with me here today that I'll just leave over there, which explain the workshops. If you can't join the workshops, they're 4 hours long, some are 8 hours. You can also just watch some of the resources we have online as well. We run free series called Ask the Experts. We get guest speakers to come in and talk about specific topics. We also have a program called Safe Spaces, which talks about a safe space for mental health. We know that many of us here, but particularly for this community with you here, it's been very, very difficult to manage the stress of working in Hong Kong and the stress of lockdowns back home as well. So we create a safe space where online you can join, and we invite in counsellors from the Philippines and from Indonesia, and it's a safe space for everyone to talk about what they can do. We have other resources online on our website. This is called our Mental Health Habit Builder. It also features some of Kristen's artwork as well, because we know that actually mental health can sometimes be very serious, but there are very simple things that you can do every day. And there's different activities in this book that's online. There are things around journaling, art, things that you can do to kind of boost your spirits every day. Every year we have a graduation, and we hold this graduation at HKU, at the University of Hong Kong. So if you complete all our programs, all 5 programs, you can graduate. And that's a wonderful celebration to show all that you can achieve in life. But most importantly, we believe that you're always learning. So if you can't join our workshops, we're just here. Find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram. You can have a look at what we do. We have stories of other women who have had similar challenges, have been in debt, have had huge financial obligations, sent lots of money back home, and have been unable to realize what they wanted to do with their own money, but have been able to set up businesses, have been able to support their children, have been able to plan to go back home. So it is possible, and we want to tell you that with the right tools and with ongoing learning, it is possible. And you can hear some of our stories as well. Chris is actually one of our graduates as well, who joined our program. So I'm going to talk more about that.
Yes, I graduated. I think I attended the first graduation. Yeah. So when I first attended the Enrich, the program that stuck with me is the Speak Up, because I don't know how to say no to my family. So I've been here. I'm already 28 years old.
Oh.
Yes. So during the early years, I didn't have any savings. It's true. I don't have a house. But I built a house for the family, but I don't have a house. But after I attended Enrich and some other financial literacy, I started my own. And I have also my own business in the Philippines. It's because of if we decide to really think about our future or go back to why we come to Hong Kong, if we plan to come to Hong Kong to earn, to have a savings and then go back, you need to stick to that. So reintegration, as they say, starts when you arrive in Hong Kong. You should stick with the plan so that you can go home early and be with your family. We know that the kids, especially the mothers who are here, we know that it's difficult. Sometimes they forgot you as their mother. Yes. They don't want to see you. They cry when you come back, or when you go home and they see you and they don't recognize you. It hurts the back. So I think for us, we need to stick to the plan, and then so we can go home to our family. Yun lang.
So thank you all for coming today. Enjoy the snacks, enjoy the treats, and I'll pass back to Brenda. Thank you. So nice to have you here.
It's so lovely to see you walk through the door with these big smiles. So it's just so nice to have you here. And the little class that was here organising for you, they were just so excited. So it's really nice to have you here. Thank you so much, ladies. What you've offered today is just amazing. And can we do another big round of applause? You'll be looking at your watch because you're always thinking, I need to be somewhere else. I know you'll be doing that. And you've got 10 minutes freedom. So we want you to drink, we want you to eat, we want you to talk, you can get photos, come and talk to these people here, have a wonderful time. Take the food, don't give it to the kids, stash it, give it to yourself. Don't give it to the kids, they get enough of that. But thank you so much for coming, enjoy yourself, and it's lovely to have you here. All right, thank you.
So anong meron? Marami.